One of the frustrations, one of the major frustrations of a recruiter is getting applications that not fit the job that are advertised. And this is very common because you get somebody always wanted to be a customer service, but he is an accountant, but he has not managed to indicate the transferable skills that he's going to transfer from accounting to customer service. He just applied for the sake of applying without changing anything or customizing. So it's very important that job seekers get to read the job description so that they can know exactly what the recruiter is looking for.
Hi and welcome to another video, and thank you so much for coming back. In today's video I am quite excited because I have a special guest who is going to take us through this conversation on a very important topic on job search. Of course, this is the time of the year, or rather during this time of the year, that we have a lot of jobs being posted here and there, and there's a lot of activities around job search. So yeah, I felt it's quite important, guys, for this video that I bring in someone who is an expert in that area, of course, to have a conversation around how can we make this job search journey quite exciting and easy. Of course, that's what we are all looking for in the year 2024. So in today's video, allow me to introduce my guest, James.
Thank you.
Karibu sana, and thank you so much for accepting to be here. So just to start us off, I will have him introduce himself, but before he does that, guys, James is a career consultant and a HR consultant who has experience in this area of job search, dealing and working with a lot of job seekers. But of course, I will also give him a chance to introduce himself. So James, please tell our viewers.
Thank you very much. My name is James Watare. I am a HR consultant. I also have to be a project manager. I manage several projects. I am on the road to get job seekers to get their dream jobs.
Thank you. So our topic of the day, of course, is on preparing, or rather how to conduct a successful job search in 2024. Yes, and just to get us started, maybe just help us understand what is your perception, or how do you think the job search market looks like in 2024?
2024 looks promising, and why it looks promising is that companies and organizations have done the end of year SWOT analysis. There's their strength, their weakness. They have assessed where the areas they need resources, where they need human resources. Most departments in different organizations, the companies, they have submitted the request, the financial request for them to fill different positions. Either somebody has left, or they require an additional resource, or somebody has resigned. So there are so many opportunities that are being posted beginning of the year. Some were posted in December. So currently, as we speak, there are so many positions that are being posted. But having said that, we are in a very competitive job market, and only those who are determined, resilient, and focused are going to grab these opportunities. So what I'm very sure about 2024, there will be a lot of hiring, a lot of job seeking, and seeking of better roles. So what does the job seeker need to jump onto this wave? You need to prepare for the job market. How do you do this? You do this by being competitive, coming up with a networking strategy, personal branding, and killer interview strategy. So it's a high time for the interviewers now to, for the job seekers now to come up with their comfort zone so that they can grab these opportunities.
Good. Maybe just to add on to that, are there like specific trends that you see that job seekers need to take cognizance of?
Well, there are so many recent trends in the job market. One of them that I have noticed a lot is that we have moved from generalization to specialization. Specialization does not necessarily mean knowing everything in your field. If you are in finance, there's no need that you need to know everything in finance. But now to focus on a specific area of interest, for example, financial analysis or investment analysis, or of fintech, which is gaining momentum in the technology-oriented companies, where now you amass now knowledge, you do a lot of ideas, and you do research in that specific area of specialization so that you become an expert in that field. So one of the way you can do this, you can now go enroll for a certification, do a lot of studies, do a lot of research. There are some fields, some specialization have not been are unfamiliar territory. So you need to test some theories, you need to test some ideas, so that from there you make an informed decision whether the specialization you want to take to venture in is something that is going to be marketable in the near future, or what will happen into that specialization. So the second thing that I think is a trend, people should move from local and go global, from the 4 walls and 5 to 8 jobs. Now people should move out of that, because you can work from the comfort of your house in an organization that is in Europe or in America or whatever. So people just need to to remove this focus of I need just to be a place where I can be going to work 5 to 8, then I go home, then the following day I have 8 to 5. So there is this element of now going global, thinking like a global job seeker. Yeah, so that one is very important. The other trend is that we are now we're in technology revolution, where most of the jobs, especially those that are technology oriented, are very marketable. Anything to do with IT, anything to do with the web design, anything to do with the data science, anything to do with the machine learning, anything to do with graphic design, especially those who are in those technology courses. Now, you need now to start looking at the areas that are now marketable, because if you're in IT, just don't do the general IT. You need now to focus on whether it is machine learning, artificial intelligence or something, or data science, those who are in software engineering. Those who are in the technology fields now, they need to look more into the areas that are more marketable, because the world is becoming more technologically oriented. We're in technology revolution. So that is the trend. And there are so many jobs now, especially in that technology recently I was talking with a recruiter who has struggled to fill a specific position that is technological oriented. I don't know whether data science is something. Yeah. So that is the area that is the current trend of 2024. Yeah.
Thank you, James. And my next question for you would be now in terms of we've known the current trends. Of course, you are encouraging job seekers to think like global job seekers, and of course there are some skills or rather some jobs that you think or rather perceive to be more marketable. Speaking of, one of them is data science that you've just spoken about. So I would want to ask, or I would want you to tell our viewers, when is the best time to look for a job? Like, we've just started the year now. Between which periods in a year do you think are the best times to look for a job?
You can seek for a job any time of the year, but there are those high seasons. Like now in high season, that started in November, December, January, and February. We are in hot hiring months. So if somebody is seeking for a job, this is the best time to seek for a job. And there are so many places to seek for, to seek for these jobs. There are job boards, there are websites, there are Facebook groups, there are other social media groups that post these jobs. The other one is the specific. If you get a job that you qualify, what time do you apply? Do you apply immediately you see it? Do you apply after some days? Do you apply when it's close to the deadline? So the best time to apply is when you get to see it. If it's advertised there, you saw it today, just apply as quickly as possible, because what happens to some recruiters is that they shortlist on rolling basis as CVs get in. So if you are planning to apply towards the deadline, you may be applying for a job that an offer have already been given. So it's very important to apply for a job as immediately you see it and you apply for it.
All right, thank you. And just maybe as a follow-up of that question is, what then are the effective job search strategies to adopt?
Now, there are two job search strategies. We have the traditional method and we have the technologically oriented method. The traditional method is the one that people use CV, the same CV for all the jobs, the same CV you applied in UN, the same CV in Safaricom, the same CV you gave your area chief, the same CV you gave your local politician to fix with the county government jobs. There is no customization, there is nothing. It's a two-dimensional CV, it's an analog CV, it's a reactive way of applying for jobs, and it is not effective nowadays. So we are in a technologically oriented method of application where you have now what you call an ATS CV. An ATS CV is an applicant tracking an applicant tracking kind of friendly CV. This came as a result of the huge number of people that apply for roles, especially for multinational organizations. It was invented by the Google and the Facebook of this world, because when they advertise for a job in a span of 24 hours, they would get like 500,000. There is no HR in the world who would go through all those CVs in the short recruitment period that is usually given in their manual, in their HR manual. So what happens? They came up with a software where they feed your CV and they feed the job, the JD, and then they score you. If they have set the score at 70% and your CV passes 70%, then they go to the next stage, which is how it gets to the recruiter. So job seekers need to be aware that that ATS now have caught up even with the local companies, and it is not human beings that are reading your CVs, it is the machine that are reading your CVs. So you need to be customizing your CV. So what is this customization of CV? Customization of a CV means if there are words in the job, in the JD that are repeated, and you yourself, you know you are competent in those keywords that are indicated in the JD, if we say with project management or data analysis or data management, and you know, indicate them in the core competence section and also in the experience section, so that when it is now learned into the ATS, it will give you a better score. Now, the other method, the other technologically oriented method is the job boards. The job boards have come to revolutionize the way recruitment is done. As we speak, I think we have more than 20 job boards in Kenya. They are driven by machine learning and artificial intelligence. So the way you register your details in the portal, let's say Fuzu or Brighter Monday, there's where you register your details there. You customize your profile in regard to the jobs you want to apply, and then you set alerts. You are not always online, so you need to set those alerts so that you can be getting you can get alerts of the jobs that match your profile. The other one is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is becoming very popular because it does not only help you apply for jobs, but helps you to connect with the decision makers, recruiters, future managers, future directors, people in your field. You can even follow them from how they started and where they are currently. You also do a lot of certification, a lot of running. You can join a lot of groups on LinkedIn. It is one of the minefield that is if you are a job seeker and you're looking for a better job, you need to get on LinkedIn and become active ASAP.
Maybe another trend, of course, apart from the customization of the CV and getting into job boards that you can want to add on to, that a job seeker need to adopt for 2024? Now,
job seekers need to have to adopt a job search strategy, whereby, for example, if there are companies you've always wanted to work for, come up with like 40 or 50 names. Then you go on LinkedIn and connect with these hiring managers or human resource or recruiters in those companies. Look for even for the email address. You can even what we call bride applications. Bride application means these are jobs that have not been advertised, but you apply. Is a way of proactive way of looking for a job. You can also connect with a recruiter from that organization. You tell them you are looking for this position. Identify a job search strategy. At least apply for 3 to 5 jobs per day, and make sure you have customized your application tools, that is including the cover letter, CV. Make sure you have customized towards those jobs. Have a job search strategy.
And my other question, maybe you mentioned, of course, you've shared with us the places where we can get these jobs for, one of them being LinkedIn, job boards, Facebook. I think one of the challenges that most job seekers have is the authenticity of the jobs, because I hear so many people asking like or even pointing out at specific companies that these same job, they advertise it over and over. Is it that they're not getting the right person, or this job does not really exist? I think it's quite important for us, maybe just for you to share with us, how does a job seeker ascertain the authenticity of it?
No, there are two ways. There are two different ways. One, either there is a mismatch between what the employer is looking for at the job and the job environment, those who are seeking for those jobs. So you get a recruiter is looking for like 80 or 90%, but the candidates that he is getting are maybe 60, 70%. That's why I'm encouraging the recruiter, have room to train these people so that they can also develop. They can also be, if somebody have shown that they are flexible enough, they have the correct emotional orientation, they are flexible enough to be trained, or they are quick learners. Just get to employ them and test them. Some companies have done that. Some even they train you to do specific tasks, and some employers do very well. The other thing that job seekers should be aware, there are so many scams. There are so many scams online. If you see a job being posted over and over, there are so many scams. You should be aware of those scams. The other thing is that of toxic environments. If you get a job that was advertised today, and in the next 3 months it have been advertised, probably somebody have resigned from the same job. So you should be aware of those companies, because either the environment is very toxic, or they are expectations that are out of this world for that specific position. So there are different elements. So you need to do some good research, especially if a job is advertised over and over again.
Thank you for that, James. And my next question to you, of course, just as a follow-up to the other questions, will be, now, what are the top tools? Of course, I know you've touched a bit on that, but what now elaboratively are the top tools one would need for them to succeed? Apart from maybe their CVs, what will be the top tools that one will need for a successful job search?
Now, recruiters, one of the major frustrations of a recruiter is getting applications that not fit the job that are advertised. And this is very common, because you get somebody always wanted to be a customer service, but he is an accountant, but he has not managed to indicate the transferable skills that he's going to transfer from accounting to customer service. He just applied for the sake of applying without changing anything or customizing. So it's very important that job seekers get to read the job description, so that they can know exactly what the recruiter is looking for. Because it has been a major disappointment to the recruiters, because they get like 80% are not qualified for the position, or they have not bothered to customize the application tools towards that position. So it's is a very big issue for the job seekers. So if you apply for a job, it's good to research about the company and also read carefully the job description. It may be a finance assistant, but a finance assistant in manufacturing setup is different from a finance assistant in the NGO world. NGO will be required you have grant management, proposal development, donor funding. And when it comes to the manufacturing, is about profit and loss and pricing of products. Those are two different people. Yeah, so that is the issue.
Now, you know, both me and you, you and I know that the job search market is quite competitive. Yeah, and of course, there's a need for someone to step above that competition. Maybe we'll just share with our viewers, what do you think are some of the tips that someone needs to adopt to stand out above that competition?
Now, recruiters are looking for three only. They're looking for skills, that is the technical skills. They are looking for emotional intelligence, and they are looking for the cultural fit. Now, let's go to the first one, the skills. Now, there are soft skills and there are technical skills. Technical skills are if you are in IT or you're in finance, there are those technical skills that are required for you to perform that specific job, and they're usually highlighted in the job description. Now, the soft skills include communication skill, teamwork, relationship management, time management, those ones. So for the soft skills are very important because now when you get into a company, you need to manage your time. You don't need to be getting late when you get late, you'll be fired. You need to communicate results. If you have done a certain project, if you have done a certain program, you need to communicate results to the management. They need to see that you are making an impact, or a certain program is making an impact, and that can only be communicated from the way you are reporting and from the way you are doing your communication. Now, the other one is emotional intelligence. 20 years ago, or there about 1980s, people used to focus on IQ. Now, the focus more is on the EQ. EQ that means you are self-driven. You are not there to be micromanaged. You can be able to be innovative yourself without being forced to do something or to be followed around. So the EQ now is, and those people have got better EQ, are rising very fast in different companies. You find a very young person in 30s now is at management level because he has a very good EQ, and also the skills, when you combine with the technical skills and the soft skills, he is doing very well. The other one is now cultural fit. Cultural fit is organization specific. It is the personality required to fit in that organization. For example, administration officer in a startup and administration officer in a multinational organization, those are two different things. In a startup, you'll be required to be flexible enough to do some HR roles, some procurement roles, some customer service role. So if you are not flexible enough, or your personality does not fit in that kind of a setup, you may not fit in that kind of an organization. It's different from an international organization whereby it's well structured. If it is admin, it is admin roles. If it is HR, it is HR roles. If it's procurement, it's procurement roles. And they have every department have got its manager. So so culture fit is different. Is organization specific. So you need to read the job description and do a good thorough research on the job you are applying, so that you can be able to know what kind of cultural fit is required in this company.
Thank you. That is insightful. Now, one thing also that I would like maybe you share with our viewers, James, you're in recruitment and you understand that one of the things most candidates struggle with is packaging themselves. And the way you package yourself is actually the way you sell yourself. So maybe would you just share with us just a brief tips on how, just to the candidate or to the job seeker who is watching you, how can someone package themselves well?
One is you need to know the value you're offering this organization. And I'm telling the job seekers they should stop approaching the job environment with fear. because there is value you are giving this organization. And one of the way to do this is to reflect on your skills, reflect on your experience, and reflect on your accomplishments. So over the years that you have worked or during your studies, what are the skills that you are so good at? What are the experience you have garnered? And what are your accomplishments, so that you can package them in a way that you can present that value to the recruiter, so that the recruiter will say, wow, this is the person I need. So is first of all to know yourself, get to know the value you can give to the organization, and be confident when you are presenting yourself to the job seeker. If you present yourself with a fear and you attend an interview, if you are not sure about yourself and you fear even attending an interview, when you get into an interview room, the recruiter will be able to see it through your face. Yeah, you even panic. But if you know your value and the value you're presenting to the recruiter can be able to see you know what you are doing.
Thank you, and I think that really resonates with many people, because you realize one of the things that really makes it hard to get a job is failing to articulate your value. You get so many interviews. Like I was talking to someone who told me in 2023 they got 15 interviews. Wow. So I was like, really, 15 interviews? That means the CV, the cover letter, maybe even are doing a great job. Then now when someone gets into the interview, they fail themselves. So there's that bit of just being able to articulate your value, sell yourself, and convince.
And now preparing for an interview, people need to know the frequent asked questions. People need to know how to have to prepare for an interview. Good preparation for an interview. There are those who panic even if they are prepared, so they need to do whatever. Even if it's afraid, you need to call in advance so that you can do a mock interview. The better. So that part of preparation is all very important.
Oh, great. So I think before maybe I ask you the last question, I'll ask you a question. Just to share with our viewers now, as James, then how do you help people when in this space?
Wow. Now, you are in 2024. Holidays are over. Those who had decorations for the Christmas, the decorations are gone. Flowers have dried up. Those who are going to the gym, they are back to the gym after overindulging and gaining a few pounds over the holidays. So now January is time to revitalize the job search. One of the good thing about that break, the December break, some were able to identify they have stagnated. Some were able to identify they're in a toxic environment. Some were able to know that they can do much more. So this is the time. This is the time to come up with a strategy. And there is no magic. I wish I have a magic. It's back to the basics. And the first is to focus to check on your strategy. And I would put check on strategy into 3 areas. First is to reflect on your skills, reflect on your accomplishment, and reflect on your experience. What did you learn last year? What skills gap did you identify you have from last year, from the previous years you have worked? Now the second area now is you set your career goals. You need to set career goals that you are going that you are going to achieve in 2024. So identify whether it is a promotion you need in your company. Identify whether it's a new job you need. Identify whether it's a complete shift of whatever you are doing. Either shift of career, you want to venture into a different career altogether. Now, the other one is skills enhancement. After you have identified your skills gap, identify your experience, and you have identified whatever job you want to apply, now it's time to get that certification, register for that workshop, attend that conference, get back to school if it requires you to get back to school. So it's time for skill enhancement. Now, after now reflecting on or focusing on your strategy, now work on your tactics. Working on your tactics is back to the basics, as I said. Update your CV, optimize your LinkedIn profile. Networking is blood. It's time to establish those deep connections. Networking, I have a problem with people because they think it's correcting contacts and correcting business cards. It's not like that. It's establishing deep connections. If there is somebody who inspires you and you find him probably on LinkedIn, or you met in a conference or a workshop, it's time to shoot them an email or a message, get to meet with them over coffee, get to know what drives them, get to know their inspiration. If you had a chat over a conference or a workshop or some of where you met, and probably you are doing the same program or the same project, or you are doing a report, ask for an input. Establish these deep connections. It's not just about acquiring business cards. So it's time to establish these deep networking connections, so that if they have a position, the first person they will remember you is somebody at least they know. At least they have interacted. At least they know what they do in life. Yeah. So the other one is engage in industry conversations. I mean, there are so many developments. There are so many conversations you can join on Facebook, on LinkedIn groups. You can, if there is a conference that has been organized, get to attend this. Engage industry conversation. And you get to know what is happening in your field and what is coming and what are the trends, the current trends. So of course the other one is a job search strategy. You need a job search strategy. You cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. It's high time for job seekers to come out of comfort zones, venture into an unknown, and experience the magic of the transformation of venturing into the unknown. And of course now, you need to set standards. You need to know your value. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Thank you. That was quite amazing. And just one last question as we summarize this, just in summary of what we've, of the discussion that we've had. Now, what will a complete preparation, maybe let's say for someone who is looking for a job this year, what will a complete preparation look like?
Wow. Now, a complete preparation will require three important things. One is personal branding. Two is building a network. Three is killer interview strategy. And I'll keep on repeating this thing. If people want to get into the job search, the weave of 2024 job search, these are the key things that you need. And one, I said there are so many jobs, but only those who are resilient, who are determined, who are focused are going to get these jobs. Those and the way to be resilient, even if you get a rejection, you don't give up. You continue applying for the jobs. Even if you attend an interview and probably you did not become the very best, at least there's something you learned from that interview. When you attend the next interview to be different, yes, you have even better preparation. So even if you are called for an interview, attend that interview. Even if you think probably the organization may not exactly be what you are looking for, but attend that interview. You may learn one or two things, or you may discover the position is the correct one for you, other than what the mentality you had before. So attend those interviews. So is the other one I'll keep on insisting, get people get into social media, especially the professional social media platforms, that is LinkedIn, engage, become active, make sure it is well optimized. The 2024 is going to become very popular with the LinkedIn. So get on LinkedIn.
Wow, thank you so much, James. This has been quite insightful conversation, and even personally I've really learned in the way you're answering those questions. And of course, one thing I have to admit is that you're so passionate, so passionate about job seekers, about empowering them, and I could even see it in how you're answering the questions. So thank you, and I really appreciate that you took the chance to come and share with us this. And guys, I hope you have something. I hope this has really been these have been beneficial, and the main thing that I've also picked is to change how you do job search. One thing that really stood out for me is the global thinking. Because now with the technological advancement, with all the LinkedIns, we are having global companies recruiting locally and local companies recruiting globally. So we need to shift our mind from thinking that we can only be confined to one country, James, or even to the physical workspaces, to work for international companies even from home and or remotely rather. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope this channel is adding value to you, and as always, as I say, if you're finding value, please feel free to engage with our content, feel free to subscribe, feel free to like, and of course feel free to share this video within your network. So thank you. This brings us to the end of this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Thank you so much.